Okay, so let us begin with today's class. In the last class, we have left at that position that we started studying this module, software project management. What was the main goal of any software project management? And then what are the various complexities that are associated specially with software project management? So after that, we started the topic responsibilities of a software project manager. Under the job responsibilities for the manager, that is for managing a software project, we understood or we have studied that we can broadly classify a project manager's variety of responsibilities into two major categories. One is project planning, another is project monitoring and control. So the first one is project planning. Is my voice audible to you all?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So project planning is undertaken immediately after the feasibility study phase is complete and before the starting of the requirement analysis and specification phase. So this is undertaken. So in between the time the feasibility study is over and before this requirement specification and analysis phase is starting, in between the two phases, it is the time where the entire project planning is done. Now you will ask me why. The answer is after in this feasibility study, what we do, we talk with the client, we take a picture of what the client want us to build for them. Then suppose we talk with different varieties of client, that what are the, suppose there is one educational institute, that institute wants an app to be developed by a company, exam online examination app. Now, the company will talk with the students, that what the students are expecting from their view, from the app. The company will talk with the teachers, what they are expecting from the app. And the company will talk with the management who are paying for the app, that what they are expecting. So after they have the company or the company who will build the app, the project manager, he has talked with all the varieties of the stakeholders, all the different variety or category of people who will be using the app. After then he has been able to formulate that what are the different things which need to be done. Once the different things that need to be done in the feasibility study phase is complete, then the project planning will be starting. And according to my project planning, I will analyze my specifications, I will require some data, I will design it, I will test it, I will code it. So everything must go according to the project planning. Now, this project planning, it will involve estimating several characteristics of a project, the maybe the number of people who should be involved, maybe the time within which it should be completed, maybe the cost with which it can be delivered, And so several characteristics of a project needs to be planned, and then the project activities need to be done based on the planning. So first category or first responsibility of a project manager is to plan the project in terms of manpower, in terms of cost, in terms of the deliveries, what he will be doing, in terms of the activities which will be performed in order to comply with the delivery to the customer. So everything needs to be planned. So the first responsibility of a project manager is project planning. Now, it may happen that one project plan was made initially and later on it is revised. So, initial project plans, they are revised from time to time as the project will progress. So, as the project will progress, it may happen that more project data is available, or there is a change in the demand of the customer. So accordingly, what was the initial project plan, it can be improvised, it can be revised from time to time, but one basic project planning should be there, from where the entire activities will start depending on that project planning. Next important category of work of a project manager is project monitoring and control. So project monitoring and control activities, they are undertaken once the development activities start. So the focus of this project monitoring and control activities is to ensure that the software development proceeds as per plan. So this phase will ensure. So whatever the plan is done, the software development should proceed according to that. And if while carrying out this project monitoring and control activities, a project manager sometimes find it necessary to change the plan in order to cope up with the specific situations at hand. Sorry, that thing got, I sorry. My connection got disrupted once, disconnected, and so I think the entire thing which I have written is also like eliminated. Anyways, so while carrying out this project monitoring and control activities, if a project manager at any time finds that it is necessary to change the plan in order to cope up with the specific situations at hand, and he or she may do it. So these are the two basic categories in which the responsibilities of a project management manager is like, what will I say, is divided. Now the next topic is skills necessary for managing the software projects. So, definitely a knowledge of the various project management techniques, it is certainly important in order to become a successful project manager. But however, a purely theoretical knowledge only of the various project management techniques will hardly make you a successful project manager. So, a effective software project management, it is necessary for good quality judgment and decision taking capabilities. So you should be able to judge everything, unbiased judging, and you should be able to quickly take decision also. So in addition to having a good grasp of suppose the latest software project management techniques also, the project managers, they need to have good decision taking capability, good quality judgment capability, good communication skills, and the ability to get the work done. Suppose you are managing 5% and you in your team you have 5%, they never listen to what you are saying, but they always listen to some other person what they are saying. So you should have good managing skill also. You should know it, being a project manager, you should know how to get your. So he should have good communication skill. He should have the ability to get the work done. He should have skills of tracking and controlling the progress of the project. He should have good customer interaction. He should have ability to give good presentations. He should have the team building approach. So these are all the skills, the necessity qualities of any good software project manager. So importance of sound knowledge of the project management technique is also there, and also few other skills also need to be project like we discussed: good communication skill, decision taking policy, representation policy skill, team building approach, how to get the work done. Some people work by getting scolded, some people work by good sugar coated words. By using good sugar coated words you can make some people work, and if you abuse some people they do not work. So accordingly I will have to understand the demand or the type of my team members, and accordingly I will get need to get the work done. So three skills that are very much critical to a successful project management are: first is definitely knowledge of the project management techniques. So definitely you need to have a theoretical knowledge of the different project management techniques. Then next is very important is decision taking capabilities. You need to take the decision. Whenever a situation will arise, you will be needed to take the decision. Third is the previous experience in managing similar projects. So still nowadays also, if the company wants to pay less, they will take a fresher. But if the company wants good quality things to be done, they always take experienced candidates. Why? Because his or her previous experience in doing similar type of jobs will. So these are the 3 points which are necessary, very much crucial for a successful project manager. That is knowledge of the different project management techniques, decision taking capability, and previous experience in managing similar projects. So with this brief discussion, overall, I think the responsibilities of a software project manager and the skills which are necessary to accomplish this, I think I have been able to make you understand. Have you been able to understand? Yes or no? Are you able to understand? Yes or no? Okay. So the next is the project planning. Now, once a project has been found to be feasible, the software project manager, they undertake that project planning. So if I find after the feasibility study phase that yes, the project can be made, I will undertake the project planning session. So project planning, as discussed earlier also, it is undertaken and completed before any development activity starts. So after I find out that yes, my project is feasible to be made, I will do the project planning, and according to the project planning, the development activity will start. So project planning requires very much care and attention, since commitment to any unrealistic time and resource, it will estimate in a drop of the project. So if I schedule that my project will be completed in suppose this amount of time, any delay in the schedule can cause the customer dissatisfaction. And suppose I am repeatedly saying that first time I said that I will deliver it within 1 month. Then the customer is asking, then I say wait for another week, I will deliver. Again after 1 week, the customer is calling me, I am saying just give me 5 more days. So repeated dissatisfaction may adversely affect the overall project. The customer will say that no, I won't take the project anymore. I won't invest anymore in that project. You do whatever you feel to. I am switching on to a new company. So this can even cause the project failure. And if a project failure is done, the most important people it will harm is the teams that they were working on the project. So their team morale, it will degrade, because they have put in day out effort to make something, and at the end, because of unplanned project by the manager, the project became a failure. So they are not satisfied with this project. So for this reason, project planning is undertaken by the project managers with very much care and attention. For effective project planning, we all know that for effective project planning, in addition to a thorough knowledge of the various estimation techniques, also the past experience of a manager is very much important. Because suppose I have learned 7 methods in order to estimate the different things in my project, but which of these 7 methods I should consider for this particular project which I am working on now, this decision needs to be taken by the project manager. And the more and more the project manager has experience in working in similar projects in the past, that person will be able to take good decision. So during project planning, the project manager performs various activities. Okay, the activities includes that when I am talking that estimation needs to be done, it is a very important part of any project planning is estimation. Estimation in terms of what? Estimation in terms of cost, estimation in terms of duration, estimation in terms of effort. In these three categories, estimation needs to be done. Now, cost means much. How much is it going to cost to develop the software product? So, how much? Duration means what? How long it is going to take to develop the software. Effort means much. How much effort would be necessary to develop the product? So how much cost is involved in developing the product, how much time is involved in developing the product, and how much effort is involved in developing the product. All these three parameters, that is estimation is on in all these three parameters is essential. So the effectiveness of all planning activities such as scheduling, staffing, they are dependent on the accuracy with which these three estimations have been made. So it involves scheduling. Scheduling means after all the necessary project parameters, that is these three parameters have been estimated, the schedules for the manpowers, for the resources, they need to be developed. So schedule must be there for how many manpower will we need, which manpower should work from which time to which time, how much resources should we need, which are the organizations from where we should take our resources. So all these scheduling things need to be fixed based on the parameters which are estimated. Next is the staffing thing needs to be done. Staffing means that staff organization and staffing plans are made. Next is risk management. So risk management will include what? Risk identification, risk analysis, then in order to reduce the risk, planning. So whenever I will try to build something beforehand, suppose I am making a very important software from security concept of approach, then definitely before making the software, I will always have to analyze what are the risks associated with the software. How, if those risks are faced, how we should be able to reduce the risk, how we will be able to know which risks have been done. So risk management techniques should be there, and various miscellaneous plans are also involved. Suppose some quality assurance plans, some configuration management plans. So these are various other types of plans. So whenever these three parameters estimation is done for a project, then we will be moving on to the different activities. That means the scheduling, the staffing, the risk management, and the different plans. We will be interested in the different planning activities that need to be undertaken. So one important, very important thing is the size estimation. So size estimation, I will write it once. So this size estimation is the first activity that a project manager undertakes during this project planning. So because size is the most fundamental parameter based on which all other estimations and project plans are made. Because based on what is the size of my thing which needs to be delivered, the effort which is required to complete a project, it can be found. Suppose I am making a online library management system app, and the size of its customers is only one institution that has 60 teachers and 250 students, and I am making an operating system app. The size of that app is 1 billion customers. So definitely the first activity will be in order to estimate this size, because based on the size estimation, what cost is involved, how much time will be required, how much effort is required to complete the project, what is the duration over which the development will be carried out, all this can be estimated. So based on the effort estimation, the cost of project is computed, because how much manpower is involved and for what amount of time. That means how much salary will you have to give to these people for how many months. This is very much important in finding out the overall cost of any project. So the cost, it will form the basis on which the price negotiations with the customer is carried out. So suppose I have a project, and in order to make the project, including the salary I had to give, including the resources I will have to buy, so all these things are included in making my project. So suppose the cost of my project is 20 lakhs. So when I will have to sell it to the customer, I will have to make a profit out of it. So definitely estimating on what cost is incurred in making the project, then only I can take a profit from the customer, or in other words, I can negotiate my price with the customer. Suppose I have made 20 lakhs, I say 35 lakhs. Then the customer says, no, I won't say 35, I will give you 30. Even if it is 30, 10 lakhs is my margin, I am my profit. But if I do not plan it, if I do not complete or estimate my cost, then how will I be able to negotiate with the customer on the price? So other planning activities such as the staffing, scheduling, all these are undertaken based on the effort and the duration estimates that have been made. Okay? Okay. So first let me share you the attendance first. Okay. You people mark your attendance first, then we will finish with this topic. Okay. So is there anyone who has not been able to mark his or her attendance? So is there anyone who has not been able to mark his or her attendance? Okay. So let us move back to the topic. Just quickly finish it. Okay. So as we were saying, so this is the entire picture of the different project planning concept. Now, if I need to draw it in a simpler terms, first, as I was saying, okay. So first is my size estimation. Okay. Then from here, I am first estimating my effort estimation. And then I am doing my duration estimation. From my effort, I will get the cost estimation. When I have how much effort or manpower is required, how much duration it is required, I can definitely staff my project members. So project staffing can be done. I can decide which are the teams I need, which are the for how much duration the teams I need, and then I can do my scheduling. Right? So the scheduling for the manpowers, for the resources, all this can be done. Right? So this is the overall planning activity picture, project planning activities picture. Which is there, where I can see that first I need the concept of size estimation. So size estimation is the most fundamental parameter based on which all other estimations and all other project plans are made. First, size estimation is done, that what is the size of my customers who will be using. Based on that, how much effort, how much time, how much cost involved. Based on the effort, how much project staffing need to be done, in what way we need to schedule our manpower resource or data resource, whatever it is. So is this entire concept about project planning activities clear? So we have studied the two major responsibilities of software project manager. We have studied the skills that are necessary for managing the software project and the overall project planning activity. Is this thing clear? Yes or no? Is this thing clear? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we will stop here today since only 1 minute is left. We will stop here today And I think I have a class with you, I think tomorrow, right? Tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. Which day I have a class with you? So in the next class, we will meet and we will discuss the rest of the topics. Okay. So I'm stopping the share. Thank you so much for attending the class.